Hello friends, and welcome to another Sunday with Sarah. I'm Sarah Baldwin, and today I'm here to talk to you about Waldorf birthdays, or how we celebrate birthdays in early childhood in the Waldorf tradition. One of our best-selling products are our birthday rings and our birthday ring decorations, and one of the frequent questions I get from customers and viewers is how to use the birthday ring. So today I'm going to share with you not only how I used the birthday ring in my classroom, but also share with you the birthday story that I would tell. So let me explain. If it was a child's birthday, they would come in and the birthday ring would be all set up from the evening before, the afternoon before. So children would come in. The birthday child would find a rainbow birthday cape like this hanging on their chair and a birthday crown. These are our Waldorf birthday cape, rainbow cape, and the reversible silk crown from Sarah's Silks that are wonderful for this purpose. This crown is reversible. So the child would put on the cape and the crown. His or her parents were also invited on the birthday day to our celebration, would sit on either side of the child, and the other children would be around in a circle, and I would be at the center telling the birthday story. And here's an example of the story I used. Now the first part you'll hear was the same story pretty much for every child. The second part is going to include details, milestones from that child's life for however many years old they are. Today we're going to do a birthday for a 6-year-old. And so I would ask the parents in advance to give me details of the child's milestones, what their birth was like, and then milestones, what happened during their first year after birth, what happened when they were 1 year old, 3 or 4 milestones from each year, places they visited. So if you're a parent, you know these things. If you're a teacher working with a group of children, you might do something similar. Now the birthday ring, right here I've got the birthday ring set that we sell, and this is in natural wood. We also have the birthday ring at Bella Luna Toys. It comes in white, a kind of whitewash, or in rainbow colors with 4 rainbow colored pieces, whatever your preference is. But the birthday ring set we sell comes with 6 candles and 6 decorations. And each candle goes in a brass candle holder like this. You do not want to put the candle directly in the ring because it could be a fire hazard, and you don't want the wax to melt into the holes. The birthday ring has 12 holes drilled, and the decorations, on the other hand, have a wooden peg, and they fit right in the holes of the birthday ring. You don't need the brass candle holder for those. And so the 6 decorations that I chose for our birthday ring set represent the elements that you will hear in the story. We have an angel, a moon, and a star, and representing the kind of heavenly life before birth. And then we've got a tree, a house, and a rabbit representing the earthly life the child is being born into. So we will tell Abby's birthday story today. Normally, I had this story memorized by heart, but because it's been a while since I've told the birthday story, I do have my notes here. Once upon a time, more than 6 years ago, Abby wasn't here on the earth at all. Oh no. She was up in heaven with her guardian angel. She had a lovely time there. She could roll around, she could dance, she could hop first on one foot and then on the other without falling at all. One day, Abby's angel gave her a ball made of real gold. Abby loved to play with her golden ball. She would throw it high up into the air and catch it again. And she could toss it from one hand to the other without dropping it even once. Then one day when Abby was in a very strange and curious sort of mood, she wanted to see how far she could throw that golden ball. So she picked it up, felt its weight in her hand at her shoulder, aimed, and threw that ball just as far as she could. Well, she threw it so far that it disappeared right out of sight. Abby searched here, there, and everywhere, but the ball was nowhere to be found. But then suddenly Abby saw something shining among the clouds, and lo and behold, there was her golden ball. And as she reached for it, the clouds parted, and Abby saw something beautiful. She caught sight of the earth, and there she saw oceans and mountains and blue sky and trees. And as she looked even closer, she saw a little red farmhouse with a woman working in the garden. And she saw a man with kind and loving eyes busy fixing things around the house. And the woman was singing, "Oh, how happy I would be if a child would come to me." And she saw 3 little corgi dogs, barking happily and running around the yard. And as soon as Abby saw the man and the woman, she wanted to go down to earth to be with them, to be their little daughter. "Look," said Abby to her guardian angel, "may I go and visit them?" "Yes," said her guardian angel, "yes, you may. But first we will go on a very long walk. Take my hand and we shall go." First, Abby and her angel visited the house of the sun. The sun gave Abby the gift of courage and tucked it into her heart. "This courage," said the sun, "will give you strength when life is difficult." Abby thanked the sun. Next, they visited the house of the moon. The moon gave Abby the gift of wisdom and tucked it under each of her feet. It felt just like a pair of soft slippers. Abby thanked the moon. Next, they traveled past many, many stars, and each one winked at Abby as she passed by. And then one star, Abby's own very special star that still shines in the heaven every night, touched her lightly on the eyes and said, "Here is the gift of the twinkle in your eye, that you may always see the joy in life." Abby thanked the star. Then Abby's angel led her through the starry gates to the rainbow bridge. The sun and the moon and the stars sang her name. Then Abby's, "Remember, I will always be with you during your journey on the earth," said her angel. Then Abby slid over the rainbow bridge, down, down, down to the earth. And a kind and gentle lady with a beautiful smile and warm brown eyes took the tiny child and tucked her in a special place under her heart, where she carried her for many days and many weeks and many months, until one day she held a beautiful baby girl in her arms. "Oh, look," said her mother and father, "she is the most beautiful gift of all. We shall call her Abigail Lucy Reed, for that is the very best name for her." During her first year on Earth, Abby learned to do many, many things. She learned to smile and to roll over, and then she learned to sit up by herself, and later pull herself up to stand. She loved music, and her favorite toys were a little wooden rattle with a bell in it and her favorite teddy bear. And then the baby, who wasn't quite tiny anymore, had her first birthday, and she turned 1 year old. Well, during the year that Abby was 1 year old, she learned to do many more things. She took her first steps when she was 13 months old and walked right over to her grandpa. She also said her first word, which was horse, but it came out sounding more like hearse. And Abby's grandparents came to visit from Florida that year. And then, after another trip around the sun, Abby had another birthday and turned 2 years old. Well, during the year Abby was 2, she took a big family trip to a wedding in Vermont. And while Abby and her family were in Vermont, they visited the Morgan Horse Farm and Cabot Cheese Factory. Abby loved the garlic cheese and happily munched. And while she was 2, Abby spent much time with her mom, playing and drawing and reading. But Abby especially loved playing with her horses. She took care of her riding rocking horse, lovingly grooming her and shoeing her every day. Then Abby had another birthday and was now 3 years old. And during the year that Abby was 3, she rode her first horse, Mercedes. It was love at first sight. Abby placed daisies in her hair and in the mane of Mercedes while riding her. That was the year she started ballet lessons, which she still loves and continues. Then Abby had another birthday and turned 4 years old. When Abby was 4, she was able to lead a miniature horse named Midnight to her grandparents' camp from a neighbor's house, with her mummy following close behind. Abby continued to love horses and her ballet lessons. Then Abby had another birthday and turned 5 years old. Well, during the summer that Abby was 5, she learned to ride her 2-wheel bike with training wheels. She also learned to climb a tree all by herself. And in the fall, when she was still 5, she joined Miss Sarah's kindergarten class and met Miss Sarah and Miss Jess and all of you, her friends here, for the first time. Now, today is February 27th. And Abby is again celebrating a birthday. And today, Abby is 6 years old. We wish you a happy birthday, a joyous and celebrated birthday to our dear Abby. May you have a long, long life. And we would end with that song. That song can also be sung as a round. It's really pretty. So now if a child is fewer than 6 years old, or you could put more decorations and fewer candles. You want the number of candles for the age the child is turning. And if they're older than 6, you remove some of the decorations. And we have a 16-hole birthday ring too for older children if you want to continue the tradition. But this is a lovely tradition that families can celebrate at home, and as well as in a classroom. So I hope that helps you know what you can do with a birthday ring. I will post the birthday story below this video. Hope it will give you some inspiration. This story has been adapted from different stories that different teachers have told their classes. I took bits and pieces from it, and you are free to do the same to make it meet your family. But happy birthday to all the children whose birthday is today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday with Sarah YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.